Cleveland, you could be 1-0, but you ain't. You're 0-1. Now, last year you started 0-1, and you see what it looked like. Y'all look more competitive, which y'all probably look competitive last year. Now, close this game was, as I was coming on, I say, now, are they trying to find ways to look competitive and tank? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Now, you got to take everything under consideration because you got rookies on this team playing that I didn't play no quarterback in their history of their life and been through 6 different coordinators. But look here, Shedeur, you could have put my boy in and would have changed the whole game. But hey, hey, they want to ride with Joe. You ride with Joe, you lose with Joe. It is what it is. It is what it is. Joe Flacco gave him everything he had, and it wasn't enough. Now, he threw 2 picks. He threw 2 picks. I looked at it, y'all. They ain't going to put that on him. Just based on the what look like basically both the wide receivers caught it and kind of popped it back up. But could Joe have got it in a better position where they ain't have to pop it back up? Either way, it's on his record. I told y'all he was going to throw. He's going to have touchdowns and interceptions. It's going to be half and half, right? More touchdowns than interceptions. Like if he had within 6 games to 8 games, he'll have maybe 10 to 13 TDs and 7 to 8 picks. Well, today, he had 1 touchdown, 2 picks. But again, I can't even technically put it on him because he threw it. They just popped it back up. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so. Rock out with me. Look here. We locked in NFL and college, and it's on and popping daily. OB, you say until they do right by it. Look like it. Look. Hey. Yo, I want to dig into his stats a little more. Dig into his stats. Now, again, the picks, he threw 2 picks, but I ain't really going to put them on it. Woo! Yo, they threw the ball 45 times. That's a little too much for Joe Flacco, man. They threw the ball 45 times. He threw 2 picks, but I really ain't going to say them on him. It's on his record, but I ain't going to say them on him, man. I know y'all ain't trying to hear that, but real talk, that's on them wide receivers. But it's on him as well. But listen, you got only 24 carries, and you in the NFL, they done seen the statistics. You got to be in the top 10 of rushing. The Bengals and them. Now, the only difference with the Bengals is they tried to establish the run. They ran the ball 21 times with 1 running back. We ran the ball 12 times with 1 running back and everything else less than that. So in the NFL, and you know, I just got in the league with Shedeur. In this NFL, you have to be in the top 10 of rushing to make it to these playoffs. It ain't happening just through that air. It ain't. So neither one of them carried the ball a lot, but at least the Bengals, they gave their 1 running back 21 carries. We gave our running back 12, the other one 6. Joe Flacco got 2, so them 2. And you got another running back with 3. So we only had 21 carries technically because Harrell got a carry. I'm not counting that. Joe Flacco had 2 carries. I'm not counting that. And I don't even know if he had technically 2 carries. So at the end of the day, y'all, you got to run the ball to win. We did not run the ball. And just to let you know, who else in our conference? I go look in the AFC North. So them 2 in the same conference, and you got the Jets and the Steelers. Let's go see what the Jets and Steelers did. Now they might have did the same thing, but let's see. Let's see if they were toting it. All right. The Steelers, about the same. Now the Jets was trying to win. The Jets had 39 carries, 12 with their main running back, and then Justin Fields had 12. And he had 2 touchdowns. So the run was working. The Steelers had one back with 11, the next running back with 7, and they threw the ball. But Aaron Rodgers had 4 touchdown passes on those 30 attempts. We threw the ball 15 more times than Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, we gonna be last in the conference, y'all. ALC, we gonna be last. That's what we dealing with. And tonight, you got Lamar Jackson. Let's see what he do tonight. But y'all, the Browns was still in that game, even though they didn't run it. They didn't take advantage of the run. And it looked like Sampson wanted to tote it. Let's look at Sampson carries, y'all. Yards per carry. Let me see what he was at. Yards per carry. Ooh. 12 carries, 29 yards. That ain't about nothing. Ford has 6 carries, 8 yards. That ain't about nothing. So if this the case, we not winning. If this the case, we not winning. Our yards was whack. But the Bengals yards per carry wasn't that good either. It looked like 4.3 or something like that. Y'all, we in for this week 1. This our first game of Shedeur's journey. First game. They did not activate my boy. I get that. But they listen. Again, that's why they got the emergency quarterback on it. He still was dressed out. I seen him go out for warm-ups dressed out. So, could Shedeur have done better? I feel like he could have. I feel like Shedeur could have done better with 45 attempts. Shedeur would have tried to hit that end zone a lot. Now the wide receivers dropping the picks, but still. Jay Mills, what's good? EB. AJ, what's happening? Miss Williams, Stella K, Jay Walker, Ryan Nicole, LG. Jay Will, you say, I'm sure they have excuses for Joe. Well, them 2 picks really ain't on him. That's on the wide receivers. Now, could he have thrown it in maybe a better position? Because it looked like both times he threw the picks, he was getting rushed. So, but still, that's on them. Why are we playing? Why we let Joe Flacco throw 45 times? Joe Flacco, from May till through August, I don't even think he threw that many times. Well, I knew he threw more than 45, but I'm saying it wasn't like that, though. This on them. They didn't have to go with a Joe Flacco. They could have went with a Dylan Gabriel. But, hey, it is what it is. This the first L. They don't like starting the season with an L. They don't like starting the season with L's, and they done started it. Now, when Kevin had a winning season, he started the season with wins. I don't know if this going to be like that, but Nate, what's good? B Max. Say Cleveland did as Cleveland does. Yeah, they took that L. They took that L. KT. James, you said Joe Flacco did what he always do. He just was a game manager. He was a game manager. If the kicker wouldn't have missed the extra point, then that's going into overtime. But they didn't capitalize on that. You threw the ball 45 times, and you ain't even got 300 yards. You ain't even got 350. But you let Aaron Rodgers throw it 15 times less, and that man got, what? 4 TD passes today. Aaron Rodgers looked like that. That's who. If you gonna start somebody over Shedeur, I get Aaron Rodgers, but Joe Flacco, come on, man. Joe wasn't enough. The running game wasn't enough. The defense came to play. The defense, look, you got T. Higgins, 3 receptions, 33 yards. Jamar Chase, 2 receptions, 26 yards. That ain't even how them boys operate. Them boys be balling. So our defense came to play. It was just our offense didn't give us enough. Our offense didn't give us enough, y'all. Yeah, you can say the kicker missed the extra point, but Joe Flacco driving with 2 minutes left. Throw it to the wrong wide receiver. They pick it off. That come with the game, though. D. Mays, you say that's Joe loser. It wasn't technically on him, but if you throw the ball 45 times, and he a veteran, I change one of them up. Hey, fade route, fade. Hey, yeah. Fade. Hit. Yeah. But, Joe, it's on you, brother. 2 picks. But I told y'all, regardless, 6 to 8 games, he might throw anywhere from 10 to 13 TDs or a little more. And he going to have either half the amount of interceptions or a little over half. Right now, it ain't looking good. Because they going to always want, well, you know we got to go through DG next. So, put DG in then. Put DG in. Let's get to the next man. But, y'all, just looking at the overall film on that, y'all, the highlights that I saw. And that's the highlights now. That don't mean I ain't get to see the whole game because they ain't give me the game. But I saw the highlights. On the highlights, them picks went on Joe, and they was in the mix. But that's 1 L. That's close to the tanking side. That's definitely close to the tanking side. That's getting us in a step in the direction of tank. Who want a tank? Who want a tank? The Cleveland Browns, they want a tank. Oh. Hey, that's how the thing went down, boy. Hold on. Trying to see what everybody's saying. Ryan Nicole, you say, of course they have excuse for Joe. They do, but it really technically went on it. K Black, Jay Walk, you say Joe ain't never gonna do nothing. He make it happen this game. KT, you say there were a lot of drops all throughout the early games. It's clear. T. Smith, you say he can ride with Joe if he wants to. There will be a head coaching spot open. They gonna mess around. Coach Prime gonna get the spot now. Nick, you say 16 through 17. Y'all need to stop. What's that? Hollywood, you say those 2 picks were not on him. Correct. That's what I'm saying. Them picks weren't on him. Shy, you say, well, the interception touched both wide receivers. It was. That was the wide receiver fault. But we don't know if Cleveland would have did something with those drives. But to throw it 45 times, man, we got to find a run game. That ain't going to cut it. 45 times, they'll let you throw it 45 times because it ain't like we got them wide receivers that just get up out of there. And then you got Jared Judy dropping the ball. Sam, you say, what's up, Colin? Cleveland didn't get enough points. As you look over, you got Aaron Rodgers throwing 4 touchdowns. It's when you say, sorry to say I'm glad they lost until they do right by Shedeur. I don't know when they going to do right by Shedeur, but at the moment, they ain't worried about him like that. E. Smith, now, based on how the game look off the highlights, now, I don't know how the whole game looked, but off the highlights, it wasn't enough for them to put, based on how they are going. I'm just being real with y'all. Based off the highlights and the way Kevin is operating, the interception he's going to put on the wide receivers, which it was. Maybe Joe Flacco could have got the ball there a little earlier or a tad bit later, and maybe it wouldn't have came up as a pick. But it still wasn't enough to take Joe Flacco out. Unless, when they go back and look at the film, them 45 attempts he had, even though he completed 31, maybe he could have went different directions. But at the moment, that wasn't enough to pull him with the interceptions because it wasn't technically on him. No, y'all may not want to hear it. I got to be real with y'all on that now. E. Smith, you say what they need is to waive Shedeur or put him on the practice squad so somebody else get it. They ain't letting him go. They ain't letting him go. B-Max, you say Shedeur cannot play until QB1 and QB2 get hurt per the NFL rules. Well, yeah, technically, but if they want to start Shedeur, they can. It's just if they want to. Will they do it? I don't know, but they can put Shedeur above all of them. Now, could he say, maybe they looking at it as they could have won this game. Now, that's what they're going to say. They're going to say they could have won this game, which you could have won with Joe Flacco. Let's run it back. Who we got next? Let me see. I think Baltimore. That's who we got next. Baltimore. So, woo-wee. I'm watching Baltimore tonight. I would have came on at halftime of the Jacksonville State game, but I was out and about. Not Jacksonville State, but Jacksonville. Y'all, let's get real out here. Joe Flacco in real deal now. This ain't preseason and you can hide. This live action. This is live action. Joe, pretty much at the end of the day, this on you, big dog. Brandon, cut. Boy, you on them tough, ain't it? Shy, you say every game Shedeur gonna be inactive. Well, I ain't gonna say every game because anything can happen between now and the next game. Anything can happen, and then so on and so forth. B-Jack, appreciate it. 601. Yeah, hey, checking out everything. Hey, checking out everything. Miss Class, so when you are inactive, you cannot dress for the game. He did go out there in his gear. They just didn't, he ain't one of the guys. He the emergency guy. In case both of them go down, yeah, he can go in. And then he don't have to go run and go put on his clothes. Now, on away games, I don't know how they going to do it. Just girl, you say, well, I thought he would at least go one game before picks. Nah, he got them picks out early, but the picks went on him. D Mays, you say a pick is a pick. If Shedeur throw two, now Shedeur threw them same two picks. Whoo, they light them up. But y'all know I would have told y'all still the truth on that. That wasn't on Shedeur. But yes, they would have lit him up. Yeah, they would have lit him up. Keys, you say, why was 12 listed as inactive? That means he just went part of the 48 guys. But he is still the emergency quarterback. So if they needed one, if it made it to him, he was already dressed, ready to go. Just girl, you say, that's what happens when you have a, yeah, see, if you would have had Shedeur out there, I feel like it would have got better. Smart, what's happening? PC, you say, still a nation in the building. Yeah, y'all got one. Y'all got one. Yeah, hey. What, y'all got us after the London game? I think game 6. Just girl, you say watching the Titans game and Cam is doing decent, looking comfortable. I figured he would. I'm going to check him out too. Sat, what's happening? Med, you say the Ravens, not the Jets. Right. C. Holder. Regina E. Ms. Williams say, you wanted Tampa to lose as well, but they pulled it off. I seen Tampa out there shaking something now. Them Bucks was out there trying to shake something now. I ain't gonna lie. ATL shouted, yeah, hey, Mike Penix hit that running back Robinson and that boy was gone. I said, boy, them boy might be unstoppable out there. 601, you say Cleveland gonna keep losing until they do right by you. Ooh, got the whole world in his hands. You got to do right by 12. But if they keep losing, they going to be looking at tank. And then they looking at tank, they looking at the next quarterbacks for the next draft. Well, eventually they got to play. At this rate, if Joe Flacco keep having them type of games and we don't run that ball, then it's going to be on. Hi, what's good? Lisa, you say, well, my Steelers won. They did. Finally, you said Stephanie will be going after the 5th. You're tough on them. I love CC. Yeah, a pick is a pick. Clyde, you say, yesterday, Dion said, my 3rd string quarterback practices with the 1st strings. Interesting. He said, yeah. He letting everybody know. Get them reps in, baby. Dr. D, you say Shedeur is still getting paid in or out of the game. Correct. But see, money ain't his issue. We try to get my boy out there on the field. K. Mathis, you said congratulations to Travis and Jags. Oh, the Jaguars won? It's pleasantly plump. Miss Brooks, you say he had all the time to rest. Yeah, Joe didn't get it done. They did not get it done. Chris, what's good? 2 turnovers. Better than 2 TDs, right? Yeah, I'd have took 2 TDs all day. K. Boy, you say if Shedeur had lost the game 17-16 with 2 picks, they would have. Well, the last pick came in the last 2-minute drive, so You wouldn't have been able to too much do nothing with that. You had to finish it out. Virginia, you say, Colin, is it too late for Shiloh to for the season? Nah. He still got time. They can pick him up anytime. Chris, you right. That's why if they being real funny and they know they being funny, it's on them. But if that's just what they believe, then that's a different thing. Gigi, you say you was at the game. A lot of people was for Joe Flacco around me, and I wore my Sanders jersey proudly, even though Shedeur was inactive. Well, he still was, yeah. Again, Joe Flacco didn't play like a bad game, y'all. It just, pick, like y'all say, a pick is a pick. It didn't go his way. It didn't go his way. COG, you said might see Shedeur around week 14, 15. I don't know exactly what week, but it's going to be a week. We going to see him. What's good? Jack, you say those 2 interceptions was drops. Correct. T Kitchen, you said Pittsburgh versus the Browns on October 17th. That thing going down. That thing going down, y'all. And let's talk about it. So Shedeur was inactive. But if they would have made it, if they would have said, if something would have happened to Joe Flacco and DG, then Shedeur would have had to go in. But it didn't make it that far. And if Joe Flacco had a bad game, DG had a bad game, they just would have had to rock the bad game out. Based on that, though, that's going to be a coach decision if they wanted to put DG over Joe Flacco or put Shedeur over both of them. But from the highlights I seen, they running back Joe again. They probably going to run Joe 5 to 8 games to see what he got. They might run him longer than that, but they're going to at least get 5 to 8 games out of him. They're going to see what he bought. Although Shedeur was inactive, he still got to wear his uniform on game day. Get out there, get your warm-ups in, and just not sit and chill, sit and wait your turn. I think Mac told me he was following around, just keeping up with everything, making sure he was locked in. So eventually I get to see a game where the Cleveland Browns play, but we had the Bucs game and we had the Miami game for the 1 o'clock session. So I don't know when I'm going to actually get a Cleveland game. Maybe they got to play the Jaguars or Miami. But other than that, I don't know when I'm going to get one of their games. So, y'all, we waiting on Shedeur. We're on this journey with him. I'm okay riding this journey out because I know it's a bigger picture. And I know at some point we're going to see Shedeur Sanders get out here and ball. He probably could have went in today, and out of them 45 pass attempts, if they'd have gave him the same 45, we might have could have squeezed out 2 to 3 touchdowns. Possibly. I doubt we would have had 2 picks, though. I surely doubt. I don't think I ever seen a game where Shedeur had more interceptions than touchdowns. I don't think I ever seen a game like that. So, Shedeur would have ended with at least maybe 1 to 4 TDs. I believe about 1 to 4 TDs. And Joe Flacco, y'all. Now, one thing I was watching Joe Flacco on is how he moved in the pocket and then how he moved when he had to take off running. So, moving in the pocket, he was all right. But taking off running, he ain't got that gas, y'all. He does not have that gas. The gas going to be on Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur. They got the gas to get up out of there. They got the gas to get out of there, but it's just our journey with him, y'all. This is our journey with Shedeur. We never wanted to see him in this type of position from the day all of it started to now. We don't want to see him in this position. We want to see him at that QB1 spot. Eventually, it's going to get there, but farther as Joe Flacco running, y'all, he ain't got it like that. I know they showed the old video back in the days, 18 years ago or 17 years ago, where he could run and had like a 38-yard touchdown, but he wasn't that fast then. So just imagine now, he definitely not that fast. So overall, Shedeur probably would have did better. And I'm saying probably because you just never know how that's going to go. But I feel like Shedeur would have did better. I feel like Shedeur had an opportunity that on some of them pass plays, maybe Shedeur would have ran. Or maybe Shedeur would have hit a different wide receiver. But it is what it is. We are on this journey with Shedeur. This is where they got us at on the week 1 inactive list. We got to charge to the game. My boy Shedeur got to wait his turn. Keep putting in that work. Keep representing. And eventually, you'll be out there. But I definitely want him to get out there and do his thing. I definitely want him to, whenever it's his time, for him to be completely ready. Because, you know, they always say you ain't never always completely ready, but I feel like he'll be ready enough to go shine, ready enough to go be one of the elites. Like if Shedeur would have started, that stadium would have been packed out, and everybody would have tuned in to watch my boy get down. Everybody would have tuned in to watch my boy get down. VB, I appreciate it. You say, want you to have that NFL Sunday ticket. Here's my, appreciate it. Look, I'm going to have to look into that today. Because I think I do want to watch Cleveland games just to see what it looked like. Had to get that. Definitely appreciate that. Keys, you say maybe we are being delusional. The Browns just do not want to play him, regardless of what he brings to. Now, that could be the truth. That could very well be the truth. Like, we'll technically never know unless they say it, but I doubt they just say it. So that could be true. But I just feel like if he got the whole world in his, if he want that to happen for him with the Browns, it's going to happen with the Browns. If he want it to happen with a different team, it'll happen with a different team. So I know overall it's going to happen. I just don't know when. I love CC. Yep. Badge. You say, don't blame Joe. Don't blame Kevin. Please blame the wide receivers and the running backs. Joe and Kevin are not responsible. Just the QB. Hey. Wide receiver did drop them passes, but we got to have a better run game. Watch. Every team that was like that, they were toting it. I bet they was toting it. At least I think they was. BBA, appreciate it. Appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it. Jam, you say they have him in commercials and his jersey in front. Yeah, they taking advantage of Shedeur, business and financially wise. They got to. You say it's the NFL Sunday ticket. I'm gonna call him today about it. Yeah, exactly. Thanks for everybody who support me. Just watching and arguing. Just girl, you say the NFL Sunday ticket like $39 a month for new users. Well, that's what I'm about to be. OD, you say the league is playing in our face at this point. Yeah, because I seen rookies out there. Rookie tight end, rookie linebacker. Come on, man. We can get out here and get our turn. SKB. About to get it. I told y'all I'm in the league now. About to have that NFL Sunday ticket. Curtis, you say Joe got to go. Joe got to go. Joe got to go. Well, Joe actually didn't look bad, y'all. Just real talk, he ain't look bad. Now, he ain't look great. He ain't look amazing. He just didn't look bad. Badge, you say thousands of did not watch the game. Yeah. I see Nick, you say the Browns running game was. Yeah, man. You got to have a running game to win in the NFL, and they have no running game. Hi, you say Cleveland usage of Shedeur name and not playing him fancy. Yeah. But you can't because you just, it's just, we got to see what's going down. I love CC, you say it's no fun not seeing. I know it. Just how I got excited when Ryan got out there balling yesterday with Cleveland. That's how I would be with the rest of them. Michelle, I appreciate it. You say helping VB to ultimately colon. Hey, amen to that. Listen, y'all finna have me called in today and say, hey man, put that red zone on there. What NFL ticket? Let me get that. Genie, definitely. Definitely. I guess I will be seeing Cleveland. Just girl. CJ, you say Joe balled out. That's the best he'll play in the next. Joe threw the ball 45 times. That's a lot of times. We ain't got no run game. Joe old and that arm was tired of getting work. Yeah. Billy, you say Colin Sanders was out there balling. He would have been. You say Joe played decent. He played like a backup QB. Hey, he managed the game. That's all he gave us was game management. Then you say based on what Shedeur likes, they receivers ain't it. But they might perform better with Shedeur. And I know they probably would have activated Gage too. Finally, you say the starters ain't even play because Kevin was so busy trying to make sure Shedeur couldn't play with him. Yeah, he messed that up. Sack, you say holla at me when you put that 12 in the game. Yeah, I know it. I know it. It's rough without Shedeur. It's not fun looking at it without Shedeur. Like, it wasn't fun looking at it. Like, you just want to see him out there with an opportunity. Like, why wouldn't you give him a real opportunity? Why would we start Joe? Put Joe in if DG or Shedeur couldn't get it done. Nancy, you say the owner will get rid of Kevin at the end of the season? Or the middle of the season. Y'all know how they do. LB, yeah, they getting it. Yeah, they getting it. Chris, you say it is on the QB. He runs the show. Flacco didn't look bad, but he couldn't keep up with these. Yeah. He went bad, but Shedeur, I felt definitely would have gave us a better opportunity. I'd rather have seen what's my boy? Dylan Gabriel out there. Let me see what they look like. TP, you say Flacco did not look bad, but he was a statue. Yeah, he ain't had that speed that Shedeur would have gave. And I'm pretty sure he ain't got the speed that DG would have gave. Rich Girl, you say QJ supposed to be back week 3. But we got to hope he's in football shape and getting hit type of shape because we don't know what level he on now. SKB, you say the Browns will use any of their players' names. That's why they on the team. They gonna use the stars. Jam, you say I just know the conversation would be different. Yeah, if 12 was in, they wouldn't have made no excuses. They would have got on him. They would have got all on Shedeur. CJ, you say when you think they put DG in? Joe Flacco will have to get put out of the game or not be available. CB, you say the Panthers and Miami need help ASAP, but they ain't letting go Shedeur. Happy, you say the Browns will not win because they play dirty. The kicker missed the extra point. They could have went to overtime, y'all. Joy, you say Joe played good. He was solid. But 45 attempts is a lot of attempts. Out of all this time, they should have figured out how to get a run game. They should have worked on this run game the whole break. D. Walker, you say I ain't never in the history of the game. The old guys sit in the cut and chill. The young players, yeah. They ain't want to let it go. Cut, you say Joe won't look bad. He just won't last. Yeah. But it's funny that them interceptions, he did get them picks like that. And I told y'all, yep. Jimmy, Cleveland. Yeah, you say God will pull down the curve so that they're going to have to play Shedeur, whether they want to or not. Jeremiah 29:11. I know the plans I have. Yeah, listen. That's why I don't trip. Like, this let him cook. Cook it up. Cook it up. Jim appreciate it. Cook it up. Cook it up. It's just letting him cook. It's letting him cook and he getting ready. Letting him cook and he get ready. Again, Joe Flacco, I don't think he's going to wow us, but He's 0-1 right now. He's 0-1. He's not going to probably wow us, but he's 0-1. See, you say the ball has to be catchable. That ball was thrown behind Tillman. Well, I couldn't see exactly where them balls were thrown. I just seen them boys trying to dive. Well, you know what? Both of them was diving for him. They sure was. They both was on the ground trying to catch them passes. So, hey. John, you say, well, the other side, Shedeur is officially in the NFL, correct? And officially, he going to get his chance. We just don't know when. Keys, you said DG goes down week 6. Or go in week 6. E-Mac, you say they show. Yeah, TB, say, oh, yes. We put it all on Joe Flacco. Well, they would have put it on Shedeur. They would have gave a whole 9 to Shedeur. Finally, you say this team has a morale compass. Yeah. You say Kevin trying to sabotage Shedeur. He just might want DG and Joe. He ain't looking otherwise until he have to. Joey D, you say the kicker blew the game. I ain't going to say he blew the game because he did hit a field goal. He did hit one extra point. He just missed the last extra point. So I ain't going to put that on him because you could say the wide receivers blew it, or Joe Flacco kind of connected to the blew it. They with the 2 interceptions. But you could say Kevin didn't call enough run plays. The defense couldn't have been that good where it just pounded the run like that. Just girl, exactly. That's why I know it's time. Shedeur time gonna come. CJ, you said somebody said don't mention Shedeur name since the last preseason game. Yeah, they love my boy out there though. Just girl, you say we want Shedeur, but it's up to the Browns. Yeah, it is until it ain't. Because you know the Panthers game, I doubt he was gonna be the starter, but somehow that thing opened up and he was the starter. So that's how I feel gonna happen too. That's what I feel gonna happen too. Finally, you say if your defense hold the team to 17 points and you lose, it's bad. Well, they had no running game. No running game at all. D-Walk, you say, Colin, give us a heads up if you hear something before us about Shedeur playing and what game playing. You know I will, but hey, this game right here is not enough to kick Joe Flacco out. He didn't play bad where you say, oh, you got to play him. You got to get him out of there. Yeah, it was 2 picks, but they going to surely say it ain't on him. But I ain't going to put it on the kicker either. I know he missed that extra point, but the defense could have stopped them from getting down there to kick their field goal. You know what I'm saying? Because it was 14. So defense is really come back to the defense, but then it come back to the offense. You had the ball, you threw the ball on offense 45 times, and then you ran the ball 24 times. So over 60 plays, and you only got 17 points. That's on y'all. Over 60 plays, and only 16 points. That's on y'all. SKP, SP, appreciate it. I gotta call him today. Hey, gotta call him today for that NFL Sunday ticket. Gotta grab that. I'll be watching the games now. See what they gonna do. Self-love. You said Colin will only play if Flacco and DG. Correct. Unless they say Shedeur is better and they play him. If they just go ahead and play Shedeur, they go ahead and play him. But they gonna have to pay him. Jimmy Cleveland, I appreciate it. You said if you think the day was rough for Cleveland, then just wait until next week. Ooh. Well, I want to see what Baltimore and Lamar Jackson do tonight. I want to see how good they are versus the Bills. How good that game look. How many pass attempts they have. How many run attempts they have. Can they running backs run the ball? Like, I'm ready to see all that. All that. Yeah, I definitely appreciate that. Yeah, I'm ready to see all that. Rich Girl, you say, if this their best, then Baltimore is going to be... I ain't going to say this was their best because they still haven't technically put Shedeur out there. they haven't put QJ in else. I ain't gonna say this, but the rookies so far look good. And see, my thing I keep coming back to is we making it like this with those rookies. How did those rookies learn the playbook? But you don't think Shedeur can learn the playbook? Man, you wild. Come on now. Froggy, you said sit Grandpa Flacco down and let the rookies play. That's what I'm saying. Let's see what the rookies got. We know what the old man got. We know what the old man got. OB, you say 12 will make the owners look suspect on the draft. Well, he will. He will. But they will have the opportunity to say, hey, he developed. He developed. And yo, let's jump into that next segment. At this point, let me see. Of course, Joe Flacco didn't technically have a bad game. But let's put Joe Flacco to the side and see what we got in these rookies. But you can't put the rookie in for... Let's just look at these games, y'all. Let's look at these games, because, hey, that thing getting real. But certain teams, you just can't throw them out there. Not yet, if you're trying to save them. If you're trying to save them now. But if you ain't, then do what you do. So, you got Cleveland right now. Next week, they got at Baltimore. Do you want to throw a rookie in there? Not really. Green Bay at home. Could you throw a rookie in there? You could, because it's a home game. It's Green Bay. It ain't like Green Bay just all that. But you could. Now, at Detroit, no, you don't want that either. Minnesota, I would say, yeah, you could play them there. Pittsburgh, if the Jets can hang with Pittsburgh, I would say you could play them at Pittsburgh. And you could play them at Miami and New England. So, I guess they got to make it through the next 4 games, the next 3 games. And then I say from there on, Minnesota down and let them boys rock. Minnesota, I don't think like that. Pittsburgh, I don't think like that. Miami and New England, nope. Got a bye week, then the Jets. Not saying that none of these teams can't beat Cleveland. I'm just saying Cleveland got a defense, but Cleveland offense need to do more. 45 pass attempts. Y'all know how much that's stopping the clock? Well, if they don't catch it, so he was incomplete on 14 passes. And, yeah. And 2 of them got picked. So, he was incomplete on 12 passes. And then 2 picks to make it 14 was interception. So, 12 passes slowed down the game. 12 passes slowed down the game. Which was probably a benefit for them because they were still trying to drive to win. But, hey. Joe played solid, but Joe ain't him. If that makes sense. Joe plays solid, but Joe ain't him. So at this point, when do you give DG an opportunity? Is it after 4 games, 5, 6, or 7? At some point, you got to give him an opportunity. DM, what's good? D-Walk, you say Cleveland was 3-14 last year? They good with losing, comfortable even? Yes, they were that season, but the other seasons, they won 11 2 times and 8 wins 1 year and 7 wins 1 year. So, Kevin know how to win, but every time we take that L the first game, it don't be in your favor from there. Brandon, you say Cam Ward ain't looking too good. VB, hey, appreciate that. Appreciate it. I'm glad y'all rock with me. Just girl, you said Cam getting sacked more than he I'm gonna check him out. Tina, you say this year will be the same. This will be the same this year. Talking about 3-14? I think they could win more. They could have won today, but they didn't. But they could have won today. Y'all say Cam getting sacked like he played for Colorado? And when they were getting sacked a lot. OD, You say the Browns can't run max protection the whole game for DG. They can't, but if you think he like that, put him in. But as of just now, Joe Flacco still ain't done nothing to lose the job. Because they're going to say the picks ain't on him. Agent, what's good? Jam. I heard that they rotating at practice on the scout team. Pretty sure that's where Shedeur at. So let's say on the scout team, they say they rotate. I don't know what that technically mean per se. As in who getting the rotation reps. Is it DG in on some of that too with the scout team? Or is it just Bailey and Shedeur? Is it just Bailey and Shedeur? Who rotating? Michelle, you say, what's my cash out? Appreciate that. Regina, he just put it in. It's that Life and Football. Yep. Well, you'll see my LF on it. Life and Football. Y'all finna have me a NFL ticket at. NFL ticket at. Yeah, Rick. They ain't putting Bailey off in there. Hey, see, you say keep up the great work. I appreciate it. Hey, as long as y'all rock with me, you know we good. Ms. Walker. Yep. Regina, he put it in there. It's Life and Football. And y'all gonna see my logo pop up on it. Self, you say Flacco wasn't solid with 2 picks. Just put the rookies in. No. The 2 picks went technically on him. So he still played. Now, I guess if you look at where the placement was on the ball and how it went, and yeah, we could circle it back to him, but it wasn't technically on him that bad. Like, he didn't get out there and you like, dog, get that boy out of there. He ain't do that. KS, you say they want next year first. Yeah, hey, look. That's another thing I'm thinking about. I doubt they try to lose this game, but the more L's we take, and then this thing start lining up, and it's like tank. Tanya, what's happening? AB, you say, is it against the... yeah, if they find out. Then you say, Colin, I saw Coach Moore at the game today. Jazz looking deep. Oh, so you went out there. You was out there. What you thought about the game then? JB, so you said, so Shedeur is the emergency quarterback. What is Bailey? Bailey on the practice squad. So Bailey can't even get activated. Like, they only have the 2 actives, and then they'll activate Shedeur if they needed to. And then Bailey just not even available. Yeah, Bailey wouldn't be available. G-Luck, Froggy, you say stated the plan was to play Shedeur later in the season. Well, you know, the owner did come out and say, hey, we absolutely have to play the rookies. And I believe that. Not saying I trust them, but I believe the rookies got to play because at some point, you got to get them out there. Like, you got to see what you got. You got to see what you got at some point. AB, you say, why couldn't old Joe throw 4 touchdowns like Aaron? Hey, Pittsburgh might have just a better team. And, you know, he played with the Jets. Maybe he know the calls. He was ready for the Jets, hyped up. But, hey. Nick, you say the Browns' next games are so hard. The Ravens, the Packers, the Lions, the Vikings. Yeah, nothing. Nothing in the NFL is a given. You got to go out and get that. Ain't nothing in the NFL a given. You got to go get that. I'm talking about go get it ASAP. KM, you say, are they still waiting on Art? Well, more stuff is developing about Arch Manning. So the first game, they say Arch Manning arm and shoulder something was wrong because the last game he just played, which was yesterday, even though he had 4 touchdowns passing, 1 rushing, when he was throwing the ball, his face didn't look like. His face looked like this. like it was something wrong. So I was like, who told him to go out and play if something wrong with your arm? Like, why would you be going out there if something wrong with your arm? But I said I know he had to tell his people, like, hey, y'all ever played with a shoulder injury? And then he probably got with Shaw. Shaw like, yeah, man, come on. Hey, we try to win. Get us through. Come on, man. Hey, we ain't gonna throw you that much. But come on now, please. Regina E., you say they are giving more grace to Arch than K-Salt. They are. But they not taking Arch Man at all. PC, you say, let's not forget that Aaron Rodgers and Joe Flacco never been in the same class of talent ever, so their decline is different. Correct. Joe Flacco, he's a game manager. Definitely a game manager now. Aaron Rodgers was you can say a game changer with 4 touchdown passes. Seb, you said Colin. Why name Shedeur an emergency QB instead of the third string? Because the emergency is if Joe and DG went down, he could go in. That's the NFL rule. Yeah, Eddie, he a game manager. Nick, you said, because they say one playoff game or one game happened, where no quarterbacks was available, and they had to play somebody other than the quarterback, which made the game uncompetitive at all. So you got to have some quarterbacks available. Got to have quarterbacks available. T, hey, I appreciate it. Bro, you be having excitement there. Hey, you know I had to rock, man. I had to get down with y'all, man. I be locked in on it. As I always say, I ain't got no show unless y'all rock with me. LG, you say that Ohio State, that Ohio State defense, the way they were calling plays, them boys was advanced. Boy, they were like 2044 defense out there. They were way in advance. We just in 2025, that defense looked like it was 2045 out there. Nick, you say Shedeur has to continue to improve his footwork, anticipation, and continue to get stronger. He has to maximize the moment. Correct. He definitely has to maximize the moment when he get out there, because they ain't gonna let off the gas on him. They gonna be on that boy. Eddie say like the 49ers did. Just girl, you say, and they didn't want to put him on the practice squad because practice squad, they would, unless it's a way you could protect him, other than that, he would have been gone. Yeah, in Shedeur's first preseason game, I loved him out there. I loved him out there. That boy had me excited. And we just waiting his turn. Selmo, say, what's up, Cole? He said, I called it. A Ohio team with orange. You did. I think you said Ohio State was going to win, and I want to say you said Cleveland was going to lose, but I ain't sure. I can't remember that part, but I remember you talking about both of them. Cut. Yeah, I seen him out there calling with the boys. Hey, T, say what's happening. Hey, Chopper here. Hey, man, what you think about y'all boys, man? Y'all got Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick say, listen, the Patriots won't let me come to the facilities. I ain't let them come to our facilities. What y'all thought about that? Now, you know, Prime could have did nothing like that. They would have been all over Prime. Yeah, see, if you was if the Coach Prime trying to stop you from getting to the NFL. That's what they would have said. Bear, you say 0-1 headed to Baltimore. Whew. That could easily turn into 0-2. But the NFL games, unless it's a blowout, it seemed to always be a little closer. So let's look at what they did last year. Last year, when they played Baltimore, let's see what the score was. Baltimore, it was 29-24. Baltimore, no. Cleveland won. Cleveland beat Baltimore last year, 29-24. But they played Baltimore at the end of the year, and Baltimore beat them down. They beat them 35-10. So the first game they played, they won. So anything can happen. Like in the first, let's look at the first 5 games. 17-33, Dallas won. 18-13, they beat Jacksonville. 15-21, they lost, but they was right there. They lost to Las Vegas 16-20, but they were right there. Washington thumped them 34-13. They thumped them. Philly 16-20, they was right there. Cincinnati 21-14, they were right there. So a lot of them games they was right there. Even though you could still lose being right there, like today, they was right there. So some of these games could have went their way, a different position. But hey, Kevin looked like he on a repeat so far. Eddie, you say the Ravens not having it. Don't we have a buff playing with the Ravens? Yeah, LeJohntay with him. LeJohntay with him. Just girl, you said last year when they played Baltimore, the Ravens fans were recruiting Myles Garrett. Then they asked for a trade. Hey, trying to get him, ain't it? See, you say put the rookies out there when they play the Dolphins. The Dolphins are the Eagles. The Dolphins are the Eagles. They can shake something. The Dolphins are the Eagles. They can really get out there and do something. Simply, what's happening? Just girl, you said they're about to be 0-2 next Sunday at 4 p.m. I'm going to say it's up in the air because they could be 1-0. So I'm going to say it's up in the air. But tonight when I see Baltimore, because I'm going to watch that game tonight, and if halftime ain't up already on the other game, I might come on at halftime for one of these games at 4 o'clock, but it's probably already halftime. Seth, you say, not sure those picks are all on Flacco. Both were tipped up by the receivers. Correct. That's what I said, too. I don't think, basically, to me, neither one of them was on it. But if you want to try to really trace it back hard as you can, you could say, well, maybe it went on the money because they went in stride, hitting it, and go. They died to the ground. So you could try to run it back to them. But overall, they going to put that on the wide. The owner going to put on, everybody going to put it on the wide receivers. But with 45 pass attempts, did Joe Flacco wow us? No, he didn't wow us. DJ, you say Joe Flacco is not him. He's not him. He's a game manager, somewhat of a manager. He was trying to manage it now. He tried to manage it, just he couldn't finish off the manage. You say Flacco is old, his body can't hold up throwing that many passes every week. That's what I'm saying. We gonna see. We gonna see. Miss Williams say, I just won't believe that they are going to beat the Ravens. I ain't saying they will win, but it might not be bad like y'all think. LG, you say they starting off 0-7. God, dog. We go 0-7, I need to see Shedeur at some point. Like, we go 0-7 with just one quarterback. Joe, put him to the side. The season done. That season is done. That season done. Let's focus on the rookies. You know what? Come to think about it, that may be where they are at. They may be trying to see where this thing end up at. Where does Shedeur come in at? Where do you put Joe Flacco in? I mean, DG, I think they're going to put them boys in. If something happens, you got to put them in. But if nothing happens, you're going to have to put them in if the season get ugly. Self, hey, you know we be rocking. You know we be rocking. And you say Flacco too old. Well, he out there. Hey, he out there. Listen, they need to call me. Call me. Now, listen, I'm throwing the fade routes. I'm going deep. Hit. Yeah, I'm going deep. I ain't with that short stuff. Chris, you say Cam limping. They out there tagging, boy. What quarter it is for Cam? LG, you say look at the schedule. I know you got the cheat sheet. I do. I know what's coming up next. It's rough, but I don't like. Okay, next game is Baltimore, then Green Bay, then Detroit. So you could chop that up and say they 0-4. But again, it is the NFL. They could do something, kid. Then you got Minnesota. Minnesota is Minnesota at 9:30 a.m. in the morning? Or is that 9:30 at night? That's probably a 9:30 in the morning game. God, dog. Then you got Pittsburgh, Miami, then New England. Yeah, they very well could be. I say 0-6 or 1-6. But again, they could give Baltimore a little something. They could give Green Bay. And it's game by game, y'all. The NFL ain't hard, but it ain't easy. Hey, y'all. But look, I'll be back on all throughout this day. If I ain't missed the halftime of the other game, I come on at halftime. If not, yeah, I'm coming back on a lot throughout the day, y'all. At least 2 to 3 more times I'm coming back on. But look, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so. Listen, we're covering the NFL and college. So when Baltimore come on tonight, I know I'm coming on at halftime. And I feel like I'm going to come on at the end of the game. If the game don't play too long and I get sleepy. So, and then I want to come on before 8 o'clock. I want to come on before 8. So, yeah, I come on before 8 because I do want to see what everybody else did in these first 2 sets of games, the 1 o'clock games and the 4 o'clock games. I want to go over everything I done seen. Then we check that 8 o'clock game out. Eddie, I don't know, man. Just know I'm going to be on. I'm going to be on. I want to come on before the 8 o'clock game. I'm going to come on at halftime of the Baltimore game. And I want to come on at the end of the game. Oh, you say it's fourth quarter? God, dog. Well, that thing get real, don't it? Hey, I don't know what YouTube do me right, baby. Let all my people know what's up. Matter of fact, send it out to everybody you got that watch football. Yeah, y'all. Also, I am an author. The title of my book is The Power of Faith and Positive Thinking. Check that book out, The Power of Faith and Positive Thinking. So I do consulting. I'm on that business side, y'all, using all your gifts, man, putting them out there. So email me if you want to got a book in you. Email me if you want to start a YouTube channel, you want to build your social media. I done been there, done that, had my dreams, and now God just let stuff happen for me. So email me. Yep, Miss Virginia, you got it right there. And if you want me to promote your business, want me to promote your product, want me to promote your YouTube channel, email me. I've been there, done that. And we just gonna keep growing together, y'all. This is technically where us knowing each other, 23, 24. So I guess we're in our 3rd year. We're in our 3rd season together. So let's rock. So email me if you need anything from me, man. Like, just to get you going in the right direction. And I'm teaching you everything I done learned. info@lifeandfootball.com. That's info@lifeandfootball.com. I plan on coming on before 8 o'clock, and I'm definitely coming on at halftime of this Bills game, and I want to come on at the end of the game. But, hey, blessings to y'all. Holla, holla.